What's up, guys? Matt Moda here, and the Dong Report is back in your life for opening day. So we had a small mini Dong report, just a little small Dong for the Tokyo series. Unfortunately, went 0-2 on those, but we got a full slate of MLB games tomorrow. So I figured why not hop on here, give you my favorite Dong plays. I'm going to have 3 for you guys to lock in. I'm only putting a quarter unit on all 3 of these. So obviously we're not trying to go for broke on the first day of the MLB season. Admittedly, April is like the worst month for home runs. The weather is cold and all that good stuff. So just kind of want to be as upfront as possible about that. I'm going to have 3 dongs for you guys to lock in. And I also am going to announce very quickly a new partnership with Ballpark Pal. Anybody that knows me knows the last 2 years I've heavily used Ballpark Pal for my dong predictions. So was happy to partner with them. If you click this subscribe button, which you can't see, let me move my camera. If you click this subscribe button right here, you type in the promo code MODI10. If you sign up for a month, you get 10% off. MODI15, if you sign up for the year, you get 15% off of the year, which is just this regular season, not like a calendar year, but this regular season. Actually into the playoffs as well, so this full MLB season. So if you want to check them out, I put a link to them in the description of the video. But let's start talking dongs. Before we do that, we do have to do a recap. So I had 2 on the first Tokyo series. Really frustrating. I had Tommy Edman at plus 800. He didn't hit a home run. I should have ran it back, but I didn't. And he hit a home run on the second game. So if I had just run this back, he would have cashed for me. But he didn't, or I didn't. So the 2 losses there. We're down half a unit on the entire season. Obviously, on the entire season, it's been 1 game. 2023, amazing, up 61 units thanks to Ballpark Pal. Last year was way more of a slog of a season. Up 18 units, betting home runs on a full season isn't terrible. So let's hope we can continue. So we're looking at here the home run zone, and the first official bet that I have to lock in here is one of the only positive EV ones on Ballpark Pal, and I locked in Bobby Witt Jr. to hit a home run. So I took him at plus 520 odds at FanDuel. I put a quarter unit on that bad boy. I believe the best offered price is still 520 at FanDuel. This is my, I got 560. Right now it's 520. That's what it is. You can actually, looks like you can get 550 at DraftKings as of this current moment in time. This is just my Tails account. It's where I send all my plays out. NBA, MLB, it all goes out through Tails. What I like about it for home runs specifically, I can send it out, and then it kind of comes with this little odds shopping tool, so you can kind of see what the best odds are. So right now, you can get plus 550. So first things first, what I like about Bobby Witt Jr., number one, is that he's an absolute stud. That's an important part. But he's been raking in the spring training. I wanted to say preseason. He's been raking in spring training. We see his stats here. He's hit 4 home runs in 55 plate appearances, ISO rate of 320. That's really good. Now, it's not always going to be the case where these guys carry over from spring training into the regular season. And one of the 3 guys that I have is not raking in the regular or in spring training, but I'm still going with him. The biggest advantage here, Bobby Witt Jr. going up against Tanner McKee, who's the starting pitcher. I'm looking at the matchup machine per Ballpark Pal. Extreme advantage, as my dog says hi. Extreme advantage in favor of Bobby Witt Jr. It's an F matchup for Tanner Bibby, a B matchup for Bobby Witt Jr. And you can kind of go through and see why it's such a good matchup in favor of Bobby Witt Jr. Number one, so Tanner Bibby's a right-handed pitcher. Oops, I didn't mean to click whatever I clicked. Tanner Bibby is a right-handed pitcher. His release in terms of horizontally to third base, A+ for Bobby Witt Jr. His release in terms of vertically up and down, A for Bobby Witt Jr. So just based on the release point, that looks good. The biggest thing here is the four-seam fastball. Tanner Bibby throws a four-seam fastball 45% of the time. Bobby Witt Jr. has an A grade against off four-seam fastballs. And what I want to show you here are kind of the raw stats to back that up. So it's another website that I use, Game Day Insights, no partnership with them, but I still use them. I have up Tanner Bibby against right-handed pitchers or right-handed hitters. He throws a four-seam fastball about 41% of the time, a slider another 33%. So basically 3/4 of the time, he's throwing a four-seam fastball or a slider. Bobby Witt Jr. annihilates both of these pitches. So right now we're looking at four-seam fastballs from right-handed pitching. Bobby Witt Jr. has a 21% barrel rate, a 64% hard hit rate, and a 42% fly ball rate, OPS of 1035, 361 ISO rate. Just smoked, absolutely smoked four-seam fastballs from right-handed pitching. And then you want to see how he did against sliders from righties as well. Not as good, still pretty good. 855 ISO barrel rate, 38% hard hit rate, 26% fly ball rate. You combine those two together, what he's going to see 75% of the time. Very, very good splits against that pitch mix. 15% barrel rate, 51% hard hit rate, 34% fly ball rate, 267 ISO rate. Now, Tanner Bibby is a pretty good pitcher. Like, you look at his stats here. ISO rate of 176 is pretty good. Barrel rate of 5% is okay. Hard hit rate and line drive are decently. We see kind of they're color coded by Game Day Insights. Green equals good for the pitcher. The closer to red means the better for the batter. But we're back in Bobby Witt Jr., who's been raking, who I think is going to go for the MVP this year. So hopefully he starts hot. In terms of the weather, it's admittedly not a great weather game, but it's none of the games are. We see none of them are rated green, right? It's only red or even. This one is one of the better ones of the day. And the reason why it's such a good one is because winds are blowing out to left field. So we see that it's really windy. This is all on Ballpark Pal, just to confirm. 18-mile-an-hour winds blowing out of the stadium, also towards left field, which is good for Bobby Witt Jr. And the traits, it's the P, I think it's the humidity. The barometric. I'm not sure honestly how to pronounce that, but is low, and that's good for carry. So Kauffman Stadium isn't actually a hitter's ballpark; it's a pitcher's park, but it's almost as good of the weather as you can get for home runs, and it's the best weather game for runs specifically. So Bobby Witt Jr. is our first dong play of the video. Next up, the next one that I have locked in here is I took Vlad Guerrero Jr. So I took him to hit a home run. Not plus EV on FanDuel. We see the Ballpark Pal has the odds at plus 506. But if you look at their odds screen here, it's plus 550 at BetMGM, and it's plus 560 at DraftKings, which is where I locked it in. As you can see here, plus 650 DraftKings. I got it at plus 650. Looks like it's down to plus 550. I'm still good at taking it at plus 550. So that's kind of the best offered price for Vlad. Now, Vlad Guerrero Jr. admittedly is not raking in spring training, but he has really, really good matchup history against the pitchers going up against. He's going up against Zach Eflin, another a 10 extreme advantage in favor of the batter. F matchup for Zach Eflin. It's a B- for Vlad, so it's not quite as good as the Bobby Witt Jr. one. But what I like here is it's good from the release perspective, A+ in terms of horizontally and vertically, so that part's good. Vlad absolutely crushes pitching. We look at his exit velocity. He's 13% above average in terms of how frequently he hits the ball above 100 miles per hour, and that's what this is showing you on Ballpark Pal. So the average is 24%. He's 13% above average, and Eflin is only 1% above the pitching average. So it's not like he's terrible. It's just Vlad just hits just nukes baseballs, crushes them. But what I like about Vlad is his history against him. So you scroll down here. This is all Ballpark Pal, all on their matchup machine. You scroll down here. He's hit 2 home runs against Zach Eflin in 16 at-bats, also has 7 hits, which is really good, and another extra base hit as well. And I like the fact that he hit 2 home runs against him. And this home run right here was hit last year, hit in April, so was hit on, or not even in April, hit in March, which is not great for dong weather. And he absolutely annihilated it. You go to this, the cool thing is that these are all linked, so you just need to open this, open these up. This was the pitch, let me zoom in a little more here, that Vladimir Guerrero had. And what I want to highlight here, 111 exit velocity, insane. Went 450 feet, home run in 30 out of 30 parks. He hit the absolute piss out of this baseball. So he hasn't been raking, but he is in a contract year, which I like. I love the fact that he has history against Zach Eflin. And Ballpark Pal is telling me that it's a really good matchup. They're telling me that it's slightly positive expected value at the plus 550 odds that you can get at BetMGM and DraftKings. As you can see here, plus 506 is what the Ballpark Pal has the odds priced at. So that is our second play. And the third one that I locked in here, this one is more of a long shot. So it's not going to go on, I'm not ranking among the top in terms of most likely home runs according to Ballpark Pal, but I do really, really like it. Who I went with this one is James Wood. to hit a home run, plus 800 odds at FanDuel. You can actually get a better price. So I did not get the best of the market. It's actually plus 900 now at DraftKings. So by the time you're watching this, you can actually get a little bit of a better price. I put a quarter unit on this bad boy. Again, this is all sent out on my Tails account. So the reason why I like James Wood, there are two reasons. So he's going up against Zach Wheeler. And if you look at the matchup here, it's in favor of Wheeler. The thing is, we don't have a lot of data on James Wood. He was called up in the middle of last season. And you kind of look at a lot of his splits. You see a lot of question marks, right? We don't know how he is going to fare, or how, we don't have enough data, I should say, to know really how he's going to fare. But there are a couple reasons why I like him. At the release point, at least, is an A in terms of horizontally towards third base. The history is good. So he had 6 plate appearances against Zach Wheeler. Took him yard last year in September at the end of the season. So James Wood has seen him. Now, granted, we see some strikeouts and groundouts there, but that's fine because he knows what he looks like and he was able to hit him yard. And if he has a game like this, 2 strikeouts and a home run, I will gladly take it. So Zach Wheeler is awesome. I'm a Phillies fan. I know how good Zach Wheeler is, but he really, really struggles against lefties. And you just look at the splits here. So that's what I have up. I have the Zach Wheeler splits. This is on FanGraphs. I don't have a partnership with them, but a very helpful site. And just look at the stats here. So the top is versus lefties. 15 home runs to lefties, only 5 to righties. And you go down the list, average, higher. On-base percentage, higher. Slugging, higher. WOBA, higher. ERA, against lefties. These are home versus away. I guess they don't have... you can just tell that he's a lot worse against lefties. This is what I'm looking at here. I want to go to the advanced stats. His walks are up. His strikeouts are down. Hit home run per 9, 1.35 is actually a not elite number. And everything is worse. FIP, 4.02. That's below average. That's not what you want in an ace pitcher. XFIP, 4.02. FIP, 4.15. And James Wood has been raking in spring training. So spring training here, 53 at-bats. He's hit 4 home runs. That's what this stat is telling you right here. ISO rate of 348. That's really, really, really good. And the pitch mix is in favor of him as well. So we're going back to Game Day Insights. We're going to Zach Wheeler. We're changing the lineup here to the Washington Nationals. And we want right-handed pitching, and we want versus left-handed hitting. And Zach Wheeler, for whatever reason, is not... There we go. Zach Wheeler throws 46% four-seam fastballs when he's facing lefties. And also, like, Zach Wheeler has given up 20 home runs. 8 of those 20 were hit off of his fastball to left-handed pitchers. Or left-handed hitters. That's crazy. And you want to know who annihilates left-handed... who's a lefty that annihilates fastballs? James Wood. Over 10% barrel rate, best on the Nats. 70% hard hit rate, best on the Nats. Fly ball rate of 29% isn't amazing. You'd want a little bit of a higher fly ball rate, but when you're just hitting the piss out of the ball, it doesn't need to be as high in the air because that launch angle is going to take it the harder it's hit. Average exit velocity of almost 100 miles an hour. ISO rate of 250 isn't amazing, but it's what you want for a power hitter. Anything 25 and above is considered excellent in terms of an ISO rate. 20 to 25 is considered great. So there's a lot of reasons why I like James Wood to hit a home run, and I just really don't think that it's accurately priced at plus 800. So that's where I went with him to hit a home run. Now, the scary part, and I want to be consistent here, it's not great weather, right? It's cold here in DC, I can tell you that much. And the Nats aren't quite a hitter's park. They're more a pitcher's park than a hitter's park. So the reason why it's plus 800 is it's not, or I guess 900 now, is it's not one of the best weather games. It's actually a bad weather game. And we're getting a young pitcher against a stud, a young hitter against a stud pitcher. But for plus 800, I absolutely think it's worth a sprinkle. And that's all we got. Those are my 3 official Dong picks for the day. The only other one I wanted to give you is a lean. And we have, there's actually a couple leans that I have, but the biggest one is on the Minnesota Twins. Matt Wallner is somebody that I want to look at. So he, and this is a lean. I haven't bet him yet. We're also waiting on odds. Is another reason why I haven't bet him. But he's going up against Sonny Gray, who's another pitcher that really, as a righty, that really struggles against lefties. ISO rate 217 is really bad. Line drive rate 29% is really bad. Hard hit rate 34% is slightly above average. Barrel rate of 6.29% is bad. Home run per 9 was about the same as Zach Wheeler's. So a pitcher who struggles against lefties. And it's kind of a similar pitch mix thing here. Granted, he's a lot more spread out than Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler, you're getting like 40% over that. Four-seam fastballs, he's only 33%. But Wallner, in general, is one of their better power hitters. Barrel rate of 9%, just under 10, basically 10, 9.94. Hard hit rate is really good, 53.7%. And he's also been raking in preseason or in spring training. So if you look at Matt Wallner here, he's hit 6 home runs in spring training. That's tied with the most. ISO rate of 345 is incredible. That's really, really good. So there's a lot of reasons to believe in Matt Wallner. The pitching or the weather is not amazing. It's -2, so it's not terrible. It's definitely not as bad as the Nats one. So I'm just waiting on odds on Matt Wallner. I might end up locking him in. FanDuel doesn't currently have odds out for him, which is what I'm waiting on. And then there are 2 other leans that I wanted to give you, both of them on the Seattle Mariners. Once again, we're just waiting on odds. They're going up against Luis Severino. Another, I always kind of gravitate to these left-handed hitters against right-handed pitching. It's probably a weakness of mine. But the Seattle Mariners are going up against Luis Severino, and they got 2 guys that hit nukes off of four-seam fastballs, which is what they're going to see a lot from Luis Severino. Now, Severino's got a decent line drive rate, but his barrel rate's bad, hard hit rate's bad, fly ball rate is average. He also struggles against lefties, as you can see, 1.6, 1.59 home run per 9. That's even worse than Wheeler and worse than Sonny Gray, which I showed you. And 2 guys that hit four-seamers really well are Luke Raley and Cal Raleigh right here. So Raley's a little bit better than Cal Raleigh, and admittedly Raleigh is a switch hitter who's better against right-handed pitching, or he's better against lefties. He's better when he's batting right. But he's been really good in spring training, and Luke Raley just absolutely hits the tar out of four-seam fastballs. So those are 2 guys that I like, or I guess 3, including Matt Wallner. But the 3 official bets that we have, and then we'll get on out of here, are Bobby Witt Jr. plus 560, now plus 520. I'm still good. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was 650, now it's 550. I'm still good there. And James Wood, you can actually get that at plus 900. You're getting a better price there. If all of these guys hit, which I think is the most likely scenario, we're profiting 5 units on opening day. Let's hope we get one of these guys to hit, and we will at least be profitable. And then we'll see what I end up doing with the honorable mentions. But as far as this video goes, those are the 3 official picks that I have. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description of the video. Link to my Tails account where I send out everything, including NBA. So here are the Dong plays, and then here are the NBA plays as well. Link to Link to Ballpark Pal, the new website that I'm partnered with, which is amazing. And yeah, that's all we got. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.